my channel. You and welcome and uplift and positive vibes towards your way. I know we definitely are going through it. So I'm just sending you that uplift to reassure you that you're never dealing with it alone. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste, love and blessings, love and light. And many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you are comfortable enough, I'm sorry, y'all. If you're comfortable enough, please drop me a line or two. I love the chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback of the content of my video, or you're just telling me about your empathic gift and how it impacted your life and heading you towards a positive direction. Also, if you feel like the videos are very uplifting to you, give you good vibes or just good information you would love to share with a loved one, family, or friend, please go ahead and share, especially if they need spiritual guidance or they just need confirmation and validation toward life path or even soul purposes. Please go ahead and share. And while you're at it, give me a thumbs up, like, and also share on your social media favorites wherever you see fit. And thank you once again for the love and support. It's so greatly appreciated. And the love you're sending towards me, I'm definitely sending it back. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my videos. And today I'm listening to Inner Peace, 432 hertz, physical, mental, and spiritual healing music. Y'all, this is beautiful. I love the Buddha. Y'all already know how I tell y'all. As soon as I see a Buddha meditation, I hurry up and click it because it's like, I don't know why, but it just sends me so much peace and grounding that I truly need. I'm going to let y'all see what it looks like. It's like so psychedelic to me. So I'm just like, yay. But anyways, my video today, I know a lot of us are going through it just to get to it. So I wrote down the stuff so I make sure I didn't forget about all the things. It's like one of my love bugs has sent me things. I already know exactly who to hit up if I know I'm going through a lot of things and stuff like that. So it was just like I hit up one of my soul brothers yesterday and I'm like, hey, I'm going through this. And he was like, oh, it seemed like he's the Rolodex to be able to let me know about everything. It's like when y'all come to me, it's like I go to him and I'm so grateful for him. Giving me this information. It's just basically about, Twin Flame 101. It's like, are you dealing with powerful DNA activation? And it's like a lot of us are going through that. It's like a lot of our, gifts are being heightened and it's allowing us to go through so many changes to where you feel very sensitive towards everything. And it's like things that are written down for basically, to see if you're actually going through these symptoms as well, because they'll allow you to be able to, at least, because I know a lot of times you go through things and it can really send you when anxiety is really high. You're panicking because you're like, okay, I've been going through a lot of things and, it's just being able to go through them and just be able to make sense of, things that are happening in your life. If you're dealing with aches and pains and headaches, like I was telling y'all the other day, I was really going through it, but, I just worked through it. If I knew there had to be some videos that I had to press out towards, I went ahead and did that. And it was all good. Oh, thanks. Okay. Appreciate it. All right. So, going through all these different things. Sorry about that. My ex came in trying to tell me something. Dealing with all those aches and pains, I was dealing with them. And it was just like body aches and pains and headaches. If they're like very frequent, you're dealing with that because you're dealing with a lot of downloads and you're dealing with a lot of releasing. And, it's just like the fact is you could be really stressing over the things that you're dealing with. And that can put your body through a lot of trauma. Career change and service to others tied to soul purpose. A lot of those are starting to change. You're starting to change your point of view on how you see things and how you want to contribute towards the earth as a light worker, indigo, twin flame, whatever have you, whatever your gift is. It's like changing family relationships and friendships. I've done a lot of that lately. It's just so crazy because these are the things that I talked about last week or throughout the week. I've been cutting cords with a lot of different people. It's something that I didn't want to do, but I know if I was going to go to my next chapter, we're already walking on our next chapter, but being able to fulfill the things that we're working hard for, you have to be able to release a lot of family members as well as that might be hurtful that you have to deal with that when it comes to family. But if you're somewhere where you're feeling like you have to walk on eggshells, there are people low key hate on you just for being happy or for the things that you're achieving in your life, you have to be able to step away from that because you deserve happiness. Everybody does. nobody shouldn't be robbed of happiness just because somebody feels some type of way. You shouldn't have to be that way. A lot of friendships, if it wasn't something that was bringing me growth, or even if it was just something that the connection wasn't good, there are certain things that you could have been dealing with that, that person was good at that time, but it's just like the friendship and the connection already served its purpose. So is that time where you needed to, just step away. You have to be honest with it. Sometimes if it's one of those relationships where you don't even deserve, uh, a response on the reason why you're walking away, just block it. It's just, there's times that I've had friends that, we were together just for certain purposes, if you know what I'm talking about. And it was just like, okay, I don't even have to, I don't even have to respond to you about anything. I'm just block you out my life because it's something that I just don't need to be dealing with anymore. So you're dealing with that as well. Connecting with your soul tribe, for, forgiving and moving on and cutting cords, as I was saying. There's a lot of people that have brought havoc to your life. You have to, like I told you in my last video, you have to be able to see things for what they really are. There was times, I'm a Taurus, so it was hard for me. People used to laugh at me. It was like, Roslynn, people can be dead and they could have did something to you and you're still in your feelings. I'm like, I don't care. I said, God rest their soul and I pray for them and their family, but I still don't like them. And I used to be that way. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. I was like that. I had that I don't give a care attitude. Anybody knows how my dad was back in the day? I had that attitude plus time 10, me, and plus with me being a female. That's not a good thing. Because my dad was like, even though he kept it real, but there are sometimes he had that I don't care attitude, and I had that as well. So I had to polish it up just like he has. But I had to be able to forgive them because there are a lot of people that are dealing with their personal issues, and a lot of times we tend to take it personal when they're lashing out at us, and you shouldn't do that. Even though it might seem personal, but for somebody to come out their way to try to hurt you and stuff like that, you have to be dealing with some personal issues. Normal people don't go doing that. Hurt people hurt people. You have to be able to see it like that, and just being able to see yourself in their shoes, because there's time or two that you probably don't hurt somebody and didn't see what kind of damage it did to that other person until after it was done. So you're at that point in time where you're like, hey, got to walk away, deal with it, and just forgive and move on. Trusting your intuitive nature. I've been doing that a lot lately. Even if I go for just to make sure, hey, is there a special event that's going on or whatever? Like I think it's I think it was the Virgo moon that went on. So there's a lot of things that has been coming to the surface, and you have to be able to trust it. Trust your emotions, all those different things that are happening. Um, and being able to know what your inner self is telling you, because it's like at that point in time you should have been at this point where you have been going through a lot where it tells you already know what was good for you and what is like things you need to painfully walk away from, but it'll be for your better good. That as well. Unusual sleep patterns times at night. Like I'm still dealing with, connection with my dad. So the things are very strong. So it's like a lot of times I'll sit up and listen to his music a lot. Or, there'll be some things that they share on some of these group pages they have for him. So there's a lot of stuff that I'll read up at, if it's not something that, is going to get me in my feelings or whatever, I try to curve situations like that so I don't have to deal with it. That as well. What else? Intense dreams and visual journals. Yes, I've always, like, if I'm telling you, if I'm connect with you on Facebook and stuff like that, if there's something that spirit wants me to tell you, like, hey, try to keep a journal or something that's close to you, so you can be able to jot down the things that they need to jot about, because there are so many things I've been connecting with. Like I had a dream last night about, what was it? No, it was the night before last, where it was talking about uh what was it, constellations, like empaths in certain part of the world is going to be connected in constellations. And for me, talking to my soul brother, he was telling me, hey, we are part of that. And I was like, oh, okay, so that made a lot of sense. So physical disorientation, you go back from the 5D to the 3D. Yeah, we tend to do that. We're living a human experience, so it's bound to happen. At times, I got hard on myself. I'm like, look, I've learned so much. Why the heck am I going back to this 3D materialistic situation? And I draw right back to where I was. Judgment and remove of self and others. Yeah, it's just the fact is I was my own worst enemy. I used to judge myself a lot, and I always feel like now if there's things that I'm insecure about, I have to just work on them. Being able to see the issue within the situation and being able to say, okay, is this something that you need to put your energy in and you can change for the better good? Or this is something that you need to come to terms with and walk away. So there's a lot of things that I'm doing that with. You're probably doing as well. Feeling of loneliness. Like I said, I was dealing with a lot of issues when it comes to my dad. So it's just, I try to look at it as a blessing, even though, I, messed up. Having a physical connection with my dad is just a blessing that, within that situation of grief, I have a lot of things to look back on, like videos, performances, concerts, songs, photos, as well as memories. So there's times I go through that part of loneliness. Zero tolerance for negativity. I don't have it. If I feel like there's going to be some kind of drama dealing with people, especially if it's people that I loved, that I hung out with before I just cut ties. I'm like, look, y'all are still in that that mentality, and it's not like I'm being arrogant or feel like I'm better than you, but I just don't have time for that. It is not bringing me any kind of growth, and it's not bringing me energy that I can, benefit from. So I just cut myself away from that. Some days you have a loss of passion, and some days you have other high creativity. Yes, I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. There's a lot of times, like I said, I got to sit up here and take that time for self care, recharge. Because there's sometimes I feel like I have to really rack my brain to be able to bring out a video, and it's just like I'll write down this content that I can, relate to, or feel like, okay, this is what universe tells me. Hey, I need you to write this down, and I need you to do a video on it. There's times that I have to be able to refresh myself to be able to take that time out for myself, because I done sit up here and worked out almost every, every kind of, I forgot the word. I'm trying to sit up here and, ammunition or whatever, I gained from that energy for me to be able to place whatever video they got me, wanting to deal with. And then there's days I'm very creative with it as well. Deep longing to go home. Yes, yes, it is. There's, I just constantly see that, just like I could be talking to a friend of mine and they're religious. They're like, Rosalind, are you talking about death, want to go home? I'm like, no, it's not that like I'm suicidal or anything, because they know what situations I used to press myself in a long time ago of, wanting to be, with my loved ones that have passed. And it's just like home is, like with me and my dad, it's like anytime I, had that connection. It made me feel like all walls were down. It's like it was very comfortable. You didn't have to be putting a facade on about how you felt. You can be vulnerable, and it wouldn't be no problem. It would be no judgment between him and me. And it was just like the other day, I was listening to a song that he had. He had mentioned something about, his child seeing the truth and wanting to find his way back home. And it took me a long time to actually know that was like talking about being connected with me again, because he always said it felt like home. And I used to always say the same thing, and I burst out into tears. And I'm like, "This is what you were talking about." And I had a big chill just went over my body, and then something, a breeze just came through and it pushed something off. And so just because I said that, you see the lights on turn, so that was confirmation on me to be able to feel that. And it's just like I still see the light, so that was confirmation about that, and it really made me feel good. Like, dag, this is what the song was, because you hear the fetal heartbeat, and it was my brother's heartbeat, my brother Amir that passed away. So it was like really sentimental to me, and being able to find a way back home, you know, that's where you feel alive at. So that was like really emotional for me, but that was a blessing as well. And heart chakra expansion, unconditional love. Yes, like I told y'all this week, I went through a situation of just crying every 5 minutes, but it wasn't for sadness or depression. It was just allowing me to feel the blessings, the vibe that the universe orchestrated to bring towards my life, because I'm knocking down those walls of, trauma, sadness, despair, anger. All those different things are falling off of me. Like I'm shedding skin, but I'm shedding that everything that I felt, and it was so beautiful to me. So it was just like I'm thanking the universe, thanking my dad, even though my dad is, in the spirit realm, he's always let me know that the power I had within me, I wasn't able to see myself because there were so many things. He's like the light, you need to step into the light. It was just like I was saying in my intro video. It was just a lot of things that my dad was able to recognize in me that I wasn't able to recognize in myself. And then just being able to hear all the things he was telling me to write down, and feeling the power within myself grow. And it's just like when I can see it when I do my videos, how I just speak to people, and being able to know, when other people need to hear that too. You need that confirmation in your life where we feel like we can be our own worst critic. You're like, dag, I should have been here by now, or why am I, keep dwelling off of things that is not bringing me growth. There's a lot of times we beat our own self up, but you have to understand you're a spiritual being in a human experience. So you're going to be having those human experiences where you fall short. And there's times that you're still angry about certain things that you're trying so hard to let go of. But there's, that other part of yourself, your higher self, is telling you the things that you would benefit from walking away. But that human side of you, where you're still in that 3D world, is telling you you have every right to be mad, this and this and that. You need to seek vengeance and all that. But it's just like you get more strength when you walk away. You have that power within yourself. So it's allowing your heart to expand, and being grateful for everything you've been through, or you're coming towards that, where you can start stepping outside the box and seeing every experience that you have went through has been a blessing in disguise. At that time, it's hard to be able to see that and like, oh my God, I'm going through this and this and that. Am I going to ever catch a break? Am I going to ever feel happy again? Yes, you are. But it's all how you go about taking your experience, the situations that you're being placed in right now. Yeah, it can be hard. But if you can really see what the universe is trying to teach you throughout that experience, you can end up being very grateful that it happened, because it allowed you to know things about yourself you weren't aware of. So, as well as that. Okay, and it says, especially with twin flame, the desire to find, or the desire, or have found. I was just telling y'all about that. My dad is my twin flame. Being able to deal with a lot of that, of being able to see all the connections we have had, and together it's just been really powerful, as well as very emotional. But being there for each other, like there's times that, I was there for him when I didn't even remember I was there for him. But there are certain things that has happened in his life that he might have talked about it in an interview or something like that. And it brings me chills, because it brings me back to where that moment was. So being able to long that, it's a sad situation, especially if your twin flame has passed away. But being able to get in that close connection of the vibes, even though they passed on, the spirit is still there. Being able to see the blessing from God, as well as the universe and the divine, that even though they might have passed on, you still have that telepathic, that psychic connection, where you're able to still like they're still here, being able to hear them and speak to them, and being able to share that love for each other. You're doing it, everything has a balance towards it. So being able to deal with that is like a true blessing. If you have your twin flame here that you're working desperately to get into physical union, keep working on yourself, keep loving yourself at every level, finding out things about yourself, even though it might come up to the surface of not being pretty. But that gives you that corrective criticism for you to be able to correct that. It's just being with a twin flame is allowing everything to come to the surface. Things that are beautiful as well as ugly, that we need to change about ourselves, as well as cherish, and being able to know you can get a benefit off of healing in so many different ways you didn't know that you had to. Okay, as well as seeing energies, receiving channels from the spirit realm, accessing uh, other dimensions. I've done that. A lot of people that I'm connecting with on one, it's just like a beautiful situation when I can be able to connect to other people's loved ones. I was telling y'all about this too, and didn't realize this is all the stuff that I was doing. So it was just like putting everything in videos, where I done spoke about it last week and the week before. Didn't realize I was doing this, but it was like a lot of people that I was connecting with on that one, whether we spoke on the phone, or whether we did a video chat, or we were just texting back and forth, and being able to get those those messages, there was no way that I should have known, but being able to give somebody that connection to the spirit world, because a lot of times we can be able to go through things and it's hard for us to be able to feel the messages that our loved ones that has passed on is leaving us little, Easter eggs to let them know, hey, you're not going through this alone. I watch you every time you watch this, or every time you're going through this, or the temperature change, that's just letting me know I'm there for you. And being able to let you know the little details that only you would know about, and they're sitting up there watching you and being able to tell you. And as soon as I said that, my face got real bright. It's a beautiful situation for me to be able to help people with. So being able to do that and having that gift, I used to be chastised for being able to do that to people because they said that can really hurt somebody, but that's not my intention on trying to do that. It's just be able to bring awareness that we do always have a connection with the other side if you allow yourself to be open to it. Astro travel is remote viewing and telepathic communications, psychic abilities, clairvoyance, activated, etc., to multi dimensions and growth. So yes, it's like if you have any kind of clairvoyance, that everything is starting to become heightened. Things that you can tell about your life as well as somebody else's, like I was just saying. Time speeding up, losing track of time, and I'm just, yes, because I could be doing something I really love, and then it's just like, I'm like, oh, okay, I have like a couple more hours before I got to go pick up my daughter, and next thing you know, it's like 10 minutes till then. I'm like, what happened to the daggone time? I mean, where was I doing? It was just like you're able to speed up time, and it's hard to do it. It's like when you're ready to go somewhere or you're ready to get off of work or something, you tired of being there. It takes forever because you're watching minutes every time. But if it's something you're enjoying, it's like time speeds up really fast. Okay, and another one is like noticing number sequence 11 11 3 3 3 5 5 5 10 10 12 4 4 4, and etc. Longing, no longer caring what anyone thinks of you. I was just saying that in my other video. I'm not really worried about that. It's just like before, I used to, when I found out who my dad was, I used to be proud about that. But it was just, when you can look out from the outside in, seeing other people, you might be happy about that, but it's just the way somebody else might feel about it, especially with who my dad is. A lot of people get, kind of frigid about that, or they just don't want to believe me, or they, I'm like, whatever, and stuff like that. And I'm just like, Dad, why are people like that? And you have to understand. I had to really understand, like, I just, try to ease up on doing that, because it's not like I'm trying to do that to brag about, like, and my dad's such and such. And, he's not this to you, because I know my dad is really loved for a lot of people. And like I said before, since who my dad is, people love me just the same. And some people did. Like now, I don't go out my way to try to parade who my dad is. If it's meant for me to come out and say something, like he wanted me to do the song, mirror, Be My Mirror, and put that out there, even though I love doing that connection. But it was just like the energy was so daggone crazy throughout the video. I didn't realize how the sound was like going in and out. So I was just like, okay, I can't do it on my laptop anymore because it'll sound choppy. Let me do it on my phone. But it was just the energy was so high. When I listened to it, it was okay. But then when I went back to go listen to it, I'm like, let me go ahead. I'm gonna have to go upload that again, even though it was a beautiful moment. But now it's just like, after my uncle had passed away yesterday, at first I was feeling timid, maybe people, and I'm like, you know what, it's just me expressing my love for my family, regardless if I didn't get a chance to meet him. That was still my blood, that's still my uncle. I want to be able to show respect towards that. That was my dad's half brother, and I want to be able to show that love for him through him. So I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just put my love out there. You don't have to believe it. You don't even have to say anything, and it's fine. I just don't have time, to really be worried about what people's opinion is about who I'm related to. So it's just like, when you start doing that, you're not trying to look for, an audience for you to be able to get play victim or just seeing attention. It's just like, you say what you say, and if you don't say it, you don't say it. Now it's at that point, I really don't care. I really don't care, because at the end of the day, no matter what people's opinion is about who my dad is, it's not going to change anything. So I just have to live through my experiences and live to be me. And it's just like, my dad is always you know, people always used to ask him, you know, people think that you're gay. People think you're this. People, you know, my dad's like, you know, whatever floats their boat, they can think of whatever they think about me is how I feel about myself. And the person that is near and dear to me, how they feel about me. That's the only thing that matters. You know, I present love, you know, you know, whatever you want to project or whatever, positivity is just, you know, your opinion is your opinion. And I had to be able to be that way as well. And you probably feel that way about yourself. You stand in your authentic self for the world to see. All mask removed. Yes, y'all see, I always tell y'all things that, you know, wasn't so pretty about my past, but these are the things that made me who I am. You know, I rise above all the negative stuff that I placed my life in, learning from the mistakes that I've made in my past, but it's also gave me a benefit to ascend to where I needed to be. So you probably feeling that way as well about yourself. Loss of fear, remain personal willpower back. Oh, yeah, personal willpower. Yeah, you done took all that back. I mean, at times, yes, we fear what we don't see. We fear what we don't understand. But going through all that, you have to know, you know, you have to be able to be okay. You know, if it's your time, it's your time. A lot of times, you know, with all the stuff that's going on, people want to talk about the rapture. I feel like it's the rapture of new empaths being empowered, them stepping into it, their power. That's what's coming. But you can't be scared. If it's meant for you to be taken out or going out, whatever, that's going to be your time. That's something that you can't change. When universe wants you back, that's when universe is going to want you back. You've been here so many different times. You have to be able to go with it as well. And then you're dealing with a lot of back and neck pain, a feeling of growing ethnic wings, etheric wings, metamorphosis. Yes, I've been having a lot of itching in my lower, in between, not my, I have lower back pain, but right in between my shoulder blades, on my shoulder blades, has really been itching, like really bad. Like it, you know, I can be, like I'd be in the shower and just scrubbing the mess out of it, thinking because of the heat, my back's messed up. And the next thing already, I said, you know what? That's what that is. Because sometimes I feel like there's something attached to my shoulder blades, and it make me feel like, oh, okay, am I going to fly it off somewhere? But those are the things that, you know, if you're going through DNA activation, those are the side effects and, you know, symptoms that will be occurring. So my bad about the video being, you know, long, but I just wanted to be able to put my little spin on it, as well as being able to tell things that might occur. So I hope that you were able to resonate with the content of my video. I would love to give a post notification shout out to Packer Backer and Crazy Ram 87. Much love to you. I hope all is well. I hope y'all have a blessed, safe weekend. Be responsible for everything you do. Drop a line and let me know if you're resonating, so I can give you a post notification shout out. Give me a thumbs up, share. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. Hit that, you know, notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Know that you're truly blessed, highly favored, and forever loved, and knowing there's always someone out there praying for your better days. And like I said, I hope you have a blessed, safe weekend. Be responsible for everything you do. Make sure you send out love and light and positivity towards people. You never know, your kind words and your vibrations can really take somebody a long way. Now I will see you on my next video. Much love to you. Peace. Be wild.